All right, everybody, welcome back to the Brayden Yeeter Top 50, the series where I show off my 50 favorite video games from my sports video games collection. Today is the final episode of the series, and we are going to be showing off the top 15 games from my collection today. On the previous episode, we ended with 3 wipeouts in 5 games. There's no more wipeouts today. I can say that now. There's no more wipeouts. We're gonna get into it though. At number 15 on the list, Madden NFL 07. Now, the reason that this game's on the list, I have the PS2 version here. I have memories with the DS version. My first ever handheld console that I had that I could take with me on the road was a Nintendo 3DS. And the first ever Madden game I had for the DS was Madden NFL 07. Now, you can imagine what an 8-year-old Brayden Yeeter, how many play hours he would get. I was probably 6. How many play hours he would get on a game like this when it was the only one he had to take on the road with him. I played the hell out of this game. Do I think this Madden's even that good? Not really. I think there are way better Maddens. There are plenty of better Maddens on the list, on this 50 games list alone. But I love this one. I always have an attachment to this one. That's why it is at number 15. At number 14 on the all-time list, NBA 2K20 for the Xbox One. Now, why do I love this game so much? And why is this one of only, I believe, 2 basketball games on the entire list? Why don't I love this game? Because COVID hit. Everyone remembers that. And when we were stuck inside, I played the hell out of NBA 2K20. Every mode in this game I played the hell out of. Blacktop mode. My team. Not my team. My league, not my team. I don't play my team. I'm not gross. Even the play now mode. I did so much with this game. From top to bottom, it is one of the... I think even it's a great game, and in and of itself, I think it's very good. One of the last, incredibly good 2Ks, they've been on a downward trend recently, but this one was good. I love this game, and that is why it's at number 14 on the list. At number 13, we've got a weird one. This is the only game from this sport on this list, or anywhere even close to this list, if we're being honest with ourselves. Mario Golf World Tour for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, this game came out 2014. Which was not a great year for Nintendo. 2014 through 2016 was a dark era for Nintendo. They were not doing much right. But this game, they did more than right. They did it incredibly. The courses in this game are... I could talk about each one individually for, I believe, a minute, man. They had the 3 base courses in this game, the forest, mountain, and beach courses, and then they had the Mario character-specific themed courses, which are just absolutely nuts. They had the story mode in this game. I might have 100% of this game, man. I have a lot of playtime on this, and it's a great game as well. This game, honestly, 13 might be a snub for it. If you haven't played this game, I can't recommend it enough. It is an incredible experience top to bottom, and that's why it's at 13 on the list. At number 12, to the Xbox One, once again, Madden NFL 20. Now, you can see this is a little fucked up. My case for this game is a little fucked up. See, it doesn't even close. It doesn't close. But that's, I think, purely just because of how much I used it. The disc for this might also not look great because of how much I played Madden 20. But this game, to me, means so much. Do I think it's a great Madden? No, I don't think it's great. I don't think many of the modern Maddens are great at all. But this one, I played so much, and it might have my favorite video game soundtrack of all time, if not up there. Madden 20 by Snoop Dogg, Time Flies by Rico Nasty, and Magic by Lil Skies are 3 all-timer Madden songs, man. And there are plenty of other bangers in there that I can't even remember off the top of my head. This one is absolutely incredible. It will always have memories with me, and that's why it's at number 12. At number 11 on the list, we have another entry from a series we've seen on the list once before. Twice before, actually, sorry. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. Now, we've got a game here that kicked off a half shoot of a series inside of this series. The Winter Games series of Mario and Sonic didn't last long. It was only 2 entries. It was this one and then Sochi 2014. Sochi 2014 is on the list because that game sucked. But Vancouver 2010, the first Winter Games, is incredible. The roster on this game is great. The events are great. I can't say the same about the Dream events. I mean, Dream Snowboarding is very good, but the rest of them are kind of whatever. Dream Snowboarding is an all-timer event from the Mario and Sonic series, though. I love this game a lot, and that's why it's at number 11, but there is one game that I love more than that one, and it's at number 10. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Beijing 2008. This was the first release in the Mario and Sonic series, and for me, the best one. Very rarely can you say or even discuss that a series peaked with its first game. This one, I think, did. London 2012 obviously has a statement to make, but I think this one peaked here. The events in this game are just absolutely out of control in the best way possible. They nailed the roster for this game, the Mario and the Sonic side of the roster. You don't feel like there's anyone there that shouldn't be. There are 8 characters from each series, and they both feel all 16 of them feel perfectly at home in this game. And the events for this game are great. The Dream Racing is great. Dream Basketball is great. The base events that they included in this are absolutely phenomenal. And combining all that together, you get something that cracks the top 10 of my favorite sports games of all time. But at number 9, on the Xbox One again, Madden NFL 21. Now, what do I like about this game? Is this game good? Plenty of questions that are being asked right now. I don't think this game is great. I think that this game started the trend of Madden becoming way, way too arcadey because look at the man on the cover, Lamar Jackson, he's everywhere. He was a cheat code in this game. People don't talk about how good he was on this game. He's on levels of like Michael Vick 04 in this game. But no one talks about that because this is a modern thing. No legacies being lost in video games is my point. But this game is one that I have incredible amounts of hours on. I used to play so much online in this game. Superstar KO is a mode in Madden, and on this game, I'm pretty sure it debuted. I don't think it debuted. I think it was year 2. But I played so much SSKO on this game. We had a cheat code where me and my buddy would play online co-op Superstar KO, and we'd get Myles Garrett. If we ever got the Myles Garrett card, we knew what I'd be doing. We had a cheat code play that we had found, and we would just move Myles Garrett as far out on the wide end as we could, and he would just blitz the quarterback. I'd get like 20 sacks a session. If we played for like a couple hours, I would get like 20 sacks. It was absolutely unreal what I could do to people online on this game. And it started my like trend of just, playing online Madden more often because I used to not play it at all, but this game started the trend of me getting into online more. And that is why it's at number 9. I love everything about that game. Great soundtrack too. Jack Harlow Automatic, I believe, was on that game. Nuts song. Absolutely nuts song. Love that song. At number 8 on the list, Madden NFL 12 for the Xbox 360. You ask plenty of people, they'll say that this was the last truly great Madden. And for me, I agree with them. This game is great. It was the last game of the Creation Suite. It was a game that had an incredibly good franchise mode. Everything about this game is very, very nice. Except for one thing. One thing. This right here. The cover. Why is Peyton Hillis on the cover of this game? What is he doing here instead of Aaron Rodgers? Or God forbid Michael Vick, who was the other finalist for the cover this year. What is the deal with that? Aaron Rodgers was coming off a Super Bowl MVP. He was a young man. Peyton Hillis had one good year his whole career, and it was like 1,100 rushing yards, which isn't great. It's like good, but it's not like inherently like nuts. This is the biggest disgrace of all time. I have a custom case on Madden 12 with Aaron Rodgers in it because that's how disgraced I was. You go back and look into the research of it. Why was he on the cover of this game? It doesn't make any sense. But I still love that game beyond belief. I know I just ranted about the cover for a long time, but I love that game wholeheartedly. I don't want to do it disservice. At number 7, for the Xbox One, once again, NHL 20, requires internet. Now, do I think this game is good? No. But what do I like about this game? A great soundtrack. You'll notice a theme here. If I like a game, I like its soundtrack. If I like a game a lot, I love the soundtrack. They introduced a lot of goofy shit in this game, but if you go through the modes in this game, I think I may have played a nuts amount of every single mode in this game. Because again, I was stuck indoors, and I would just get on NHL 20 and play any mode. I played a lot of Play Now. I played a lot of Franchise. I played a little bit of Ultimate Team, honestly. I played Creative Team. I played Ones Now, I believe, was introduced in this game. I played, I played Draft Champions. I used to play Draft Champions in this game. I didn't play that in any other game ever. I love Draft Champions in NHL 20, and I love NHL 20. I love NHL 20, and that's why it is at number 7 on the list. At number 6 on the list, to the Xbox One again, Madden NFL 23. Now, you're going to ask me, Brayden, is Madden 23 good? I thought you hated modern Maddens. I do, but this game, you can see, very few games do I have so much playtime in that they made their way into my online stratosphere. If you go back on this YouTube channel and you check Chargers Online, I believe I did 8 episodes of Chargers Online, where I just would go online on Madden 23 and play with the Chargers against random folks and just farm clips. And that was on this game. This was, I believe, one of my most streamed games of all time. I did a 16-hour stream where I played through an entire season, won the Super Bowl, an entire regular season, played all 4 playoff games, won the Super Bowl. Most of my top 100 clips from my Twitch account are from this game. This game has such a legacy for me, and it'd be a disservice to not put this on my list in my top 50 games. But we have now hit, folks, the top 5. There are only 5 games left on this list. And kicking off the top 5 for the Wii, Mario Super Sluggers. Now, I'm not a huge baseball games guy. I believe there's only one other baseball video game on this list. There was, I believe, 1 or 2 in the honorable mentions, but those are whatever. Mario Super Sluggers is a legitimately incredibly good video game, even for it being a Mario Sports release. They killed everything in this game. The roster is incredible. The story game is incredible. The gameplay itself is an all-timer for not just Mario Sports releases. I believe Mario games in general. You can't talk about Mario Sports releases without talking about this, because this game made its mark. And I'm not one to like Wii motion controls, but I think this game does it well, and that says a lot for me, because I really am not a huge fan of the Wii motion controls gimmick. I don't think they aged well. But this game, I think it was a great usage of it. I think it was a very good usage of the motion controls, and I don't think it ages out. I think that this game will be known forever. That might be a hot take, but I firmly believe that game will be known forever just because of its legacy. At number 4 on the list for the PS2, NCAA Football 06, Race for the Heisman. Now, why did they add the tagline Race to the Heisman for this game? Because they added a game mode called Race for the Heisman that was the first ever Road to Glory mode in NCAA football. Now, not only did this game introduce Road to Glory, this game had FCS teams that were actually updated. This game had incredible presentation. You can see it on the box here. They have team-by-team breakdown with the group, Kirk Herbstreit, Lee Corso, all them. If you haven't played this, you got to just queue into a Play Now game and experience the presentation, because they do it right. The creative school on this was great as well. The creation features on these mid 2000 sports games are just nuts all the time, especially for the ones from EA. And this one, I think, does it very, very well compared to even the other ones released around this time, genuinely. I love this game with my entire heart. This is one of the games I have the most playtime on my PS2, and that's why it is at number 4. At number 3 on the list, a game for the PS2 yet again, ESPN NFL 2K5. Now, before I start talking about the gameplay or the game itself, we need to talk about a little history lesson here. This game dropped in 2004 at launch for $20. Why did this game drop at launch for $20? To compete against Madden. This game was meant to compete against Madden. Madden was releasing, I believe, $40 or $60 around that time. This game was $20. And for half the price, I believe you may have gotten triple the features. This game, from top to bottom, is unbelievable, man. They have first-person mode in this game. The skybox is incredible. The gameplay in this game, greatest football game gameplay of all time. The depth of everything in this is absolutely unreal. The skybox is great. The VIP system is nuts. Even down to the jersey selection for the teams in the play now mode is just unreal. The crib is just nuts here. ESPN, I forget about the anniversary mode even, man. I forget about the anniversary mode, dude. ESPN presentation's still here. Look at this. I said this in the previous episode with NHL 2K5, how the 2K5 games had this whole listing. They didn't even include the first-person mode. That's how much stuff there was in this game. There was an entirely new mode for this game that they didn't even put on the box because there was too much stuff here. It is a shame that the NFL 2K series ended here because, I mean, they were forced to. They were hitting their stride. 2K6 probably would have been the greatest video game of all time, but it doesn't exist. And why doesn't it exist? Because EA saw what NFL 2K was doing with this game, and they were like, we need to get an exclusive EA NFL license. They have an exclusive agreement that is still running today, that the only company who can make NFL licensed video games is EA. And that is the biggest travesty in the history of sports video games. Because if this game was allowed to continue, it would have, the NFL 2K series would have done what NBA 2K did to NBA Live. It would have killed NBA Live. It would have killed Madden. If this had kept going, it would have killed Madden. It would have killed Madden. I firmly believe that. At number 2 on the list, for the Xbox One, NHL 21. Now, Brayden, do you think this game's good? No, I don't. I think that this game was incredibly broken at launch with the one-timers specifically. I was there for that craze. This is when it started. But why do I like this game? Because they revamped the Be A Pro. The Be A Pro was so unbelievably stale coming into this entry, and they completely redid it. And I think that it still ages well today. I love everything about this game. I love how arcadey it can feel at times, but it's still very simulation-pilled. I love the NHL 94 retro mode that came with this if you bought specific stuff. The NHL 94 retro mode is incredible. There were months on end where I would get home from school and I would go home and I would boot up this game and nothing else. I would do nothing else until I went to bed that night. I would just play NHL 21. I have more memories with this game in the NHL series than I think with any other one ever, and I don't know if it's close. And that is why it sits at number 2 on the list. Originally, this was at number 4 when I first ranked all my games, but I made it jump over NCAA 06 and NFL 2K5 purely because of the memories I have with it, and those will never go away. But speaking of memories, at number 1, you've made it, folks. You've made it to the end. At number 1 on the all-time list of Brayden Yeeter's favorite sports games of all time. If you know anything about me, you know what's about to be on screen. Madden NFL 08. This game is perfect. This is my pick for the greatest Madden of all time, my pick for the greatest sports game of all time, and my pick for my favorite video game of all time. I know this is number 1 on the games list, the sports games list, but this is my favorite video game of all time. I love the soundtrack. This game might have my favorite soundtrack of all time. This game put me onto several artists because of how good the soundtrack is. The superstar mode is incredible. The tournament mode on the older gen versions is incredible. The classic teams being included are incredible. The Europe teams included are incredible. Creative teams in this, it's incredible. This game and the gameplay is also just great. I love every aspect of this game. And to prove that, a couple months ago, I went on a journey. And you can see this one's for the Wii, right? This is the Wii version of the game. PS2. Original Xbox. Nintendo GameCube. I spent $25 on this game. I don't have a GameCube. Throw these out here. Another PS2 copy. PC and DVD. I spent $30. I don't have a PC. I can't play that. Mac DVD. I spent $35 on it. I don't have a Mac. Xbox 360. I do have that. I don't know why I said that. That's complete false. That's completely fake. PS3. I don't have a PS3. PSP. I don't have a PSP. I don't have that. Nintendo DS. I do have that. But yeah. And then this is my original copy of Madden 08 for the Wii from, I believe, I don't even know what year this would be. 2012, when I was like 6. This was like the first sports game I had, and it is still my favorite to this day. It may be nostalgia bias, it may be personal bias, but I do not care. Madden NFL 08, pick your version, is my favorite sports video game of all time, and my favorite video game of all time as well. So that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the list. You've made it all the way to the end. I want to thank you guys for watching this series. If you did the whole ways through, I want to thank you guys for just all the support. I'm going to get back to streaming soon. I'm really hoping I can do that. If you guys enjoyed this series or have any ideas for series like this that I could do in the future, please let me know in the comments. I'm going to try and make sure those aren't broken when I put the video up today. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the bell, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server, follow me on Twitch, subscribe to my Twitch, just support your guy, just support the dude. Thank you guys a lot for watching this series, and I hope to see you guys in some form in these videos again, because I had a great time recording this series, I really did. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.